Jason Jeffrey here, bringing you your Knife of the Month video series and how to choose and use your knives properly with Cutco. Before we get into the knife of the day today, I want to talk a little bit about cutting surfaces. Now, a lot of people use like glass, corian, granite, those three types, as well as some certain bamboos and harder cutting boards, will do 5 to 10 times the damage to the blade on the knife. I mean, if you just look at it from a logical perspective, something has to give. Either the board is going to give or your knife is going to give. One of them is going to. The knives are not made of diamonds. So in essence, using a really hard surface to cut on really does not damage the surface, but your knives. Sanitation can become an issue with wood. It used to be alive, so there's holes in it, and it's very porous. So it absorbs blood, grease, oils, bacteria, everything kind of gets into it. So we like to use what's called a polypropylene type of material. It's a certain type of plastic where your knife will actually cut into the cutting board slightly. There'll be little etch marks that it can create. Now these etch marks will seal up with heat, so it's when we put it under extreme heat like a dishwasher or under the just very hot water, and that'll seal up. They're not going to disappear afterwards, but the food will come out of the cutting board. So you have a sanitary board that's also protecting your knives or high quality handcrafted tools. So today, the knife we're going to be talking about is the number 1761 boning knife, and I like to call this, my dad and I and a lot of my customers, and I might have taught you this already, but the raw meats knife. It's just easier to remember than a boning because it's used for anytime you do raw meat. So for example, here today, we decided to pay $1.89 per pound for the chicken breast with the bone in it. Again, an example of about 4 times the cost of buying a boneless skinless, because I think it was $6.99 to buy the boneless skinless. What you want to do is you just want to kind of set down the bone part on the bottom here, and the method that we want to use for this is just to kind of stay along the bone and just move the knife back and forth as we cut into the meat, and just kind of pull the meat back as you slice on the bone. Just kind of stay as close to the bone as you can and pull back the meat as you go. Just keep your fingers out of the way of the knife because it will go through raw meat, remember. And you'll kind of feel along the way, you can kind of feel the tendon as you're kind of sliding along it as you're cutting. Sorry, you can't see over there. It just kind of almost comes right off of the bone. The knife again does the work for you. Just kind of moving back and forth a little bit as we go along. And there we go. Okay. So we have chicken breast here. I can remove the skin pretty easily. Just kind of pull on that if you don't want the skin on there. And you can just take the knife and a couple trims, however you want, whatever you want. Of course, the tenderloin is this part here, and it's really good for stir fries, and it cooks a little faster than the rest of the breast does. But that's it. You can also find videos on YouTube on how to do this as well. The point is though, this knife here, as opposed to like a trimmer knife, is taking a look at the amount of effort to push through. It cuts through the chicken, there's no doubt, but this knife pretty much in 2 strokes goes through. I mean, literally, like I said, 3 times easier. So when you're going along the bones and you're cutting, it's just much nicer to use this tool. Not to mention when you're sectioning like stir fry and other meats or a lot of raw meat. Various other types as well besides just the chicken. So that's it for today. The next video we're going to be having is my wife, actually. Her favorite knife, or she has 2 favorite knives, and one of them I asked her to do both, so you'll be able to see her a couple times throughout the video series. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great couple weeks, and I look forward to talking to you very soon.